If you're confused about what you need to learn to get into a big tech company,
I'm so confused!
or to get that first software developer job to change your life, in this video I'll tell you exactly what you need to learn on the back-end side of web development so that there's absolutely no confusion on your side.
That's wonderful, thank you!
Follow exactly what I have laid out in this video. You can become a self-taught software developer just the way I did. And you absolutely owe it to yourself to start this new year fresh and learn a brand new skill that'll change your life. So let's not waste any time and get straight into the video. So the number one programming language that is used all throughout the web is JavaScript. It's used heavily in front end, but it's also a great programming language to use on the back end side of web development. So JavaScript is very versatile in that sense, and it's a great one for beginner software developers to learn right off the bat. It's a high level language that's used to add interactivity to the web and create web applications. JavaScript has simple syntax that's very easy for beginner developers to learn, and also has a large and active community that creates and maintains a wide range of frameworks and libraries. Node.js is a JavaScript runtime that allows you to run JavaScript on the server side. So it's really what allows us to use JavaScript on the backend. Without it, we wouldn't be able to do it. It provides a rich set of APIs, which we'll discuss later, for working with file systems, making HTTP requests, and more. Node.js is especially useful for building scalable and high-performing web applications. Node.js also has a large community that you can learn from and supported by a wide range of hosting providers, so you won't have to worry about things like that. Node.js has a number of benefits for backend web development. It allows you to create web applications that can handle a large number of concurrent connections thanks to its non-blocking input and output model. This means that your application can handle multiple inputs from multiple users without slowing down or crashing at the same time. How cool is that? Instead of the process being blocked and waiting for input and output operations to occur, the operations are delegated to the system so that the process can execute the next piece of code. This is especially important for applications that would require a lot of traffic or real-time applications, such as chat applications or any video games and things like that. I'm sure you can come up with a lot of reasons why this is a very crucial feature. Node.js also has a rich set of APIs that allows you to work with file systems, make HTTP requests, and perform other common tasks. This makes it easier to build powerful, feature-rich applications without having to rely on other libraries or services. In addition to these benefits, Node.js has a large community, as I mentioned before, which means that there's a wide range of libraries and frameworks available for you to help you build and deploy your application. These libraries and frameworks provide additional functionalities that make it easier to make complex applications, and they're usually very well documented and supported, so you shouldn't have any issues getting any help or anything like that. Some popular libraries and frameworks for Node.js include Express.js, Socket.io, and Passport.js, but for now my recommendation is to go with Express.js. Express is a popular framework for building web applications using Node.js. So basically it provides a set of tools and conventions that make it easier just to build these things. One of the main features of Express is routing. Routing refers to the process of determining how an application should respond to an HTTP request. With Express.js, you can define routes that map to specific functions in your application, and these routes will be executed when a request is made to the corresponding URL. This allows you to build applications that can handle a wide range of URLs and HTTP methods and respond to any of these requests in a customized and dynamic way. You can define routes using a variety of HTTP methods such as get, post, put, and delete, and many more. And you can specify the path of the URL using placeholders and regular expressions. Express.js also provides support for middleware, which are functions that can be executed before or after routing. Middleware can be used to perform a variety of tasks, such as paraphrasing request data, validating input, and setting response headers. You can actually define your very own middleware or use pre-built middleware from the Express.js community. This allows you to customize and extend the functionality of your application in a flexible and modular way. You can also use middleware to perform authentication and authentication check, and to even handle errors and exceptions. This allows you to build applications that are secure, reliable, and scalable, and that can handle a wide range of requests and responses. Finally, Express can also handle templating, which allows you to handle dynamic HTML pages based on data from your application. With templating, you can define templates that contain placeholders for data and then renders these templates with actual data when a request is made. This allows you to build applications that can generate customized and dynamic HTML pages without having to write raw HTML for each page. Express.js supports a wide variety of template engines such as EJS, Jade, and Handlebar, which all have different syntax and features. Now let's let's get into the topic of API. APIs, or application programming interfaces, are a set of rules and protocols that allow different software systems to communicate with each other. An API defines a set of functions or methods that have been called by another system, and it specifies the input and the output of the system. APIs are used for communicating between different systems and are a key part of modern software development. You can use JavaScript, Node.js, and Express together to communicate with API systems in a variety of ways. With these tools, you can build APIs that provide access to data, functionality, or services to other systems. You can also consume APIs provided by other systems and also use them to access data, functions, or services for your own application. For example, one of my full stack applications I was making was a full stack NBA fantasy app. And on the back end, what I did was call Sports Radar's API link so that I can populate players' shooting percentages, minutes played, averages, and pretty much anything that I wanted that the API provided, I could have gotten. To build an API, you need to define a set of routes and functions that handle the requests and responses of your API. You can use Express.js to define routes that map to specific functions in your application, and use Node.js to write the functions that handle the requests and response. You can also use a variety of libraries and frameworks to help you build and deploy your API, such as Swagger or Postman. To consume APIs, you need to make an HTTP request to the API using a library or framework. You can use the built-in HTTP module in Node.js to make HTTP requests, or use a library such as Axios, which is my favorite. You can then use the response data from the APIs in your own application, like the way I did, and just be as creative as you want with it. Whether you're building an API to get access to data or functionality, or consuming an API, Node.js, Express, and JavaScript will be very helpful tools for you to build any application you want. Now let's move on to databases. Databases are critical components of many web applications, since they allow you to retrieve and store important data. There's a variety of data technologies that are available with different strengths and weaknesses. Two popular and very different databases for web development are MongoDB and PostgreSQL. MongoDB is a NoSQL database that uses a document-oriented model to store data. It's designed to be scalable and flexible, and it's really good for storing large amounts of unstructured data. With MongoDB, you can store data with JSON-like document, and you can use the MongoDB query language to search and manipulate the data. The document-oriented model of MongoDB allows you to store data that has a complex and hierarchical structure. You can also use MongoDB's indexing and aggregation feature to search and manipulate your data in a powerful and efficient way. For my full stack application that I mentioned earlier, I actually use MongoDB to store encrypted user data, such as usernames, passwords, user profiles, and I was able to access this user authentication and thereby creating a very customized user experience. PostgreSQL is a SQL database that uses a structured and relational model to store data. It's designed to be powerful and feature rich, and it's well suited for storing structured data with complex relationships. With PostgreSQL, you can define tables and columns to store your data, and you can use SQL to search and manipulate your data. You can also use PostgreSQL's advanced data types and constraints to store and validate your data in powerful and precise ways. So you can use Node.js to write server-side code that connects to the database, and you can use Express.js to find routes and functions that handle the requests and the responses of your application. Also, libraries and frameworks that you use to make it a little bit easier for you to interact with these databases, such as Mongoose for MongoDB and SQLize for PostgreSQL. These tools can help you build applications that are both scalable and maintainable. Now you're probably wondering, okay, I've got all these tools, but how am I actually supposed to show anyone any of these things I've built? So now we move on to deployment. Deployment refers to the process of taking your web application from development and testing and making it available to the public. Deployment involves a number of tasks, such as building and packaging your code, configuring your server, and setting up your hosting environment. There are many hosting platforms that deploy your web application, each with its own features and benefits. One popular hosting application for all the technology I've been talking about, like JavaScript, Node.js, and Express.js, is Heroku. With Heroku, you can deploy your application with a simple Git push, and you can scale your application up or down as needed. Heroku also provides a variety of add-ons and services that can help you extend and manage your application, such as databases, monitoring, and logging. So I've tried to pack all the information that I can for you guys in this one video, but I'll be releasing more and more videos going into more details and just trying to really help you guys get you that first software developer job that you want. I know how awkward and kind of difficult it can be as a first-time self-taught software developer, and just kind of having someone there to guide you would have been really helpful for me when I first started. So I'm just trying to give it back to the community. If you're having any doubts or worries that you're not able to do it, I'm here to tell you right now, as proof, as someone who was able to do it from pretty much learning zero programming, and I'm here to tell you that You absolutely can do it. As long as you give yourself the time and just put in that consistent effort every single day. Doesn't have to be a lot of effort. Doesn't have to be like 8 hours every day. Just a couple hours every day. Slowly getting a little bit better. Getting that like 1% better. Just so that you can reach that one goal of getting that first software developer job. And I promise you, you will benefit both financially and mentally. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. And if you liked the video and thought it was really helpful for you, please hit that like button and I'll release a lot more videos. So stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.